My ranch sits on 200 acres at the edge of a lake. It's quiet, private, and exactly how I like it. To keep it that way, I installed a coded gate at the entrance. My land, my rules. Only trusted family, delivery drivers, and a few neighbors I actually like have the code. But then came HOA Karen. She lived in the subdivision down the road and ran the HOA like it was her personal kingdom. One afternoon, I noticed more and more random cars driving up my gravel road. SUVs, sedans, even a minivan, none of them folks I knew. They'd creep down the drive, turn around by my barn, and leave. It didn't take long to figure out why. Karen had been bragging at an HOA barbecue that she had special access to the ranch. Apparently, she thought my private property was some sort of neighborhood perk. Worse. She'd given the gate code to half the HOA board and her book club friends. That night, I checked the gate logs. Sure enough, over a dozen uses in 2 days from numbers I didn't recognize. I was furious, but I didn't want to just lock her out. No, this needed a lesson. So I changed the code. Not to something random. Not to something complicated. But to Karen's personal phone number. The next day, the fun began. Car after car rolled up to the gate. Each driver punched in Karen's number. And the system? It was set up to announce the entered code through the intercom before granting access. So all of my visitors heard the robotic voice loudly declare, "Code accepted, 555-432-1098. One woman gasped, "Isn't that Karen's number?" Another laughed, "Wait, did she seriously make herself the code?" By noon, my phone was blowing up, neighbors calling, delivery guys chuckling, even one of Karen's friends snorting with laughter. Word spread through the HOA like wildfire. Karen herself showed up at my gate in a rage, pounding on the metal. "You change this back right now. People are calling me non-stop." I leaned on the fence, smirking. "Well, Karen, you gave my code out without permission. Seemed fair you get to be the code now. Don't like it? Stop trespassing." Her face turned bright red. "This is illegal. I'll call the cops." And she did. A sheriff's deputy came out later that evening. He listened patiently to Karen's rant, then asked me for the facts. I showed him the logs, the video of her admitting she gave out the code, and the lease papers proving the HOA had zero authority over my land. The deputy sighed, turned to her, and said, "Ma'am, he can set his own gate code to anything he wants. Including your number. Maybe next time, don't hand out access to property that isn't yours." Karen stood there sputtering, humiliated. I let her stew for a week before finally changing the code again, this time to something random. But the damage was already done. Now, every time she shows her face at an HOA meeting, someone inevitably teases, "Hey Karen, what's the gate code again?" The whole room bursts into laughter while she sits in silence. And my gate? Still locked, still private, only for people I trust. Karen learned the hard way, if you share my gate code without permission, don't be surprised when the whole neighborhood ends up dialing your number.